Alrighty. And we back.
Ready?
We're live.
We're live. Okay. Welcome to live. Welcome to the live stream. Hey, welcome back to Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger. Another edition of the live stream. We are fresh off of a bye week, just like a NFL team. When they get off the bye, they feel good. We feel good. The downside is there's nothing to talk about.
It's true. That's true.
Well, other than Aaron did give us something to talk. We can talk about that. We talk about a little bit about kind of what's been going on in life for the last week. Because other than that, there's literally no football news other than Aaron just making some comments. But
Thanks,
I don't
Aaron.
Literally.
Thank you, bud.
Nothing in the world. But thank you, Aaron. We appreciate. I know you did that for us, Aaron. Thank you, pal. I appreciate you.
You're looking out, man.
But yeah, we are back off of bye week. I am going to let you guys know that next week is the 4th of July, and we talked to the commissioner of the league, the podcast league.
Yeah. Who would be the commissioner of the podcast league?
I mean, who is the biggest podcast in like?
It would be Rogan.
Rogan. Okay, we talked to Rogan. Who I've never talked to before. I would love to meet him. He seems like an awesome dude.
He feels up your alley. Hunting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a big
MMA. Well,
MMA.
I think he's hilarious when he on the UFC fights.
Oh, yeah.
Very smart. But yeah, he's probably the commissioner. So thanks, Commish. He's giving us another bye week next week.
What a guy.
I know. And that's so we can celebrate the 4th. I mean, with a Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
America. Look at that. Refreshing.
But anyway, yeah, so we'll be gone. We won't be back next week because of the 4th. And we will be icing our elbows, shoulders, getting ready for the following week. So anyway, we're back. We're live. We'll try and give you guys, I have to remember that we're live so that I
it's like TV.
stay focused.
It's like,
What?
is it like TV? You've been on TV a bunch of times, right?
I have been on TV a few
Does
times.
that feel? How does that feel?
No.
In comparison to just
Like
sitting
you mean
down here?
TV live, like a game on TV?
Well, you don't know. I mean, you're on TV. Do you actually? I'll ask that. I don't know if I've ever asked you that question. You're aware of it. You're obviously aware of it,
but you
especially
don't
prime
think about
time. You're not
anything.
thinking about
No.
like
Well,
commercial break.
no, like what about commercials playing? No, no. The only time that I am aware. I mean, yes, you know you're on TV, but when you're out there, you're not even thinking about TV. But on the sideline, like always try and like cover your mouth because you know there's lip readers and even when people make up the stuff, like there's been a lot of things out now with like
The bad lip.
Yeah,
reading.
the
Dude,
bad
that
lip reading.
stuff's hilarious, bro.
So anyway, yeah, sometimes you get a little bit of. I try to be aware of that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think too much about live TV when I do certain things, especially not football. But
Hey, well, there you go.
anyway.
Well, like you said, man, we got some stuff to talk about. Aaron gave us some news. Mini camp ended, and this is a break between mini camp and when you go to training camp, where you called it your second bye week.
Second off season.
Second
off season, yes.
We have a second bye week coming next
we
week.
have a second bye week.
The second off season. What's that typically like for you guys this time of year?
Yeah, that's you go, you're doing the OTAs, you're doing the mini camp, and then you get done and you kind of get this next break. It's like it's a time that you want to. I think when I was younger, you're really working. You keep working out. You're doing it on your own. You're throwing a little bit. As I got older, I threw less during this time and did less with my body, just kind of enough to maintain. I always wanted to come into training camp as a veteran and use the first like week or two to get myself into camp shape.
Sure.
Rather than, and that was mostly just out of necessity of like maintenance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if I continue to throw all off season, by time November, December comes, my arm's going to be worn out. I'm going to be, I'm going to be kind of beat down. So I kind of figured that out as I went along, that I liked to, and everyone's different. I mean, some guys don't stop throwing, some guys don't stop working out. And that was kind of one of the things that I did, was just let my arm rest. And I think it really made my arm feel fresher late in the season. But it's nice to have this, kind of month before you report to camp to, do some, I would be running sprints a little bit, get ready for the conditioning test. I would just work more specific stuff, maybe some footwork things, just to kind of get myself ready. But it is a nice kind of second break. And I would say the biggest thing about this second break is the mental side of it, right? You're looking at the playbook a little bit, you're kind of getting ready, but you're not going through the constant grind of practice where you're always in it. You can let your mind go a little bit and just maybe focus more physically on getting ready for going to Latrobe for training camp.
Sure. That's probably good too, as you guys get older. Speaking of older, Aaron Rodgers gave us some news. He was on Pat's show this week and said that this, I think the quote was, "I'm pretty sure that this will be my last year." Mm-hmm. We were speaking a little bit before we got on here. You didn't get a chance to actually watch that clip, did you?
I did not watch it. I've heard about it. It's made some. It's obviously made news in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
so I wanted to run that by you, man. What are your thoughts when you hear that? What implications do you think it has in the season? And actually, it might give us a cool opportunity to look at the schedule and see how that might impact some of those games, since we got the NFC North and we do face the Packers this year.
Yeah. Playing the NFC North is gonna be interesting because that's who he's played his whole career. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is like, did he say like this is it, or it feels like it? Like it's just.
It was pretty like Connor asked
definite.
him, and he asked him if it would be safe to assume, and his response alluded. It made it seem like, yeah, man, okay. Unless something crazy happens, like winning a Super Bowl.
But even that'd be even more like I'm done.
Off it to the side. That's what I'm saying. Like I thought that when Tom won in Tampa, I was like, buddy, just go.
Just go.
Like, dude, you go.
Well, you can stand up on the podium like Peyton and be like, I'm gonna go drink me some Budweiser or whatever he said.
He said he wasn't sponsored by Budweiser.
Come on.
No chance.
Peyton, we don't believe you.
Or he just loves it.
Yeah. Well,
he's just a big fan.
Both.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all right. So Aaron's saying this is it, man. What do you think about that?
I mean. Okay, so if we're going to take him at his word on that, right, that this is it, then, you're going to get to see one of the greatest of all time play one more season. I think it's going to be, every week is going to be kind of must-see TV in a sense. I know it's going to be – the unique thing about it is I'm looking at it and thinking about it is this isn't the team that he played. This is a one-year team that he's at here, right? So it's not like this is. If this was Green Bay, I would think every week at Green Bay would be like, how do we honor him in a different way?
Sure.
Maybe the Steelers will do something like that. I don't know. It would seem unique that they would do that, but maybe they will. But I do think that every Chuck, come on, man. I'm doing a live stream. Chuck, you should be watching this. What are we doing?
That's when you get called by the homies.
Yeah, come on, Chuck. Shows what kind of friend you are. You're not watching.
Wow.
No, but I think that opposing teams are gonna like fans of football are going to be coming out, whether it's at home, on the road, because you want to get a glimpse of greatness one last time. And so I think that'll be cool. I think he will. I think if it is it, you're going to get everything you got probably.
Yeah.
I think, we'll see what he's got in the tank. I mean, I think I made the comment 1 year after injury is always, you're still trying to get a feel, right? Mm-hmm. Last year was his first one back. He won't even be thinking about the Achilles this year. Mm-hmm. I think you'll get a better Aaron this year than you did. Even though a year older, I think you'll get a better Aaron this year than you did last year. Just because the thought process of the Achilles, what can I do is just, I don't think he'll think about it at all. And outside of Deshaun Watson, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody like re-injuring an Achilles. Once it's.
Well, if you do it, you want to make sure you do it like 2 weeks after it's healed.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really the prime time to go get after it.
So anyway, I guess in saying all that, I just think that this will be big for Aaron. I think it'll be exciting for fans to see. The last, do we know the schedule? Do we know is the last game? Obviously, there's a chance for playoffs, but I'm just saying last regular season game.
It's Baltimore, but it's not scheduled yet.
At Baltimore.
Yes.
My last game was at Baltimore.
No. Yeah, that's right. Well,
Cleveland and then Baltimore.
Regular season.
Regular season. That's what I'm saying. What's the one before Cleveland?
Yeah.
At home?
Yeah. No, there.
Oh, I was gonna say it's the exact same as what I did.
They're trying to get you old timers out of there,
guys.
bro.
You got to get out. No.
Well, they keep at the end of the season with the divisions fun.
Yeah. No, it is. It makes sense. It's going to be, that'll be special. Like going to Baltimore, because he's played in Baltimore before with the Packers and whatever. That last one especially will be probably a really big, great swan song, whatever you call it. And again, hopefully I'm just talking regular season. Hopefully there's postseason there. But I think it'll be really, really neat for him, for the Steelers. And again, for fans, I mean, they're playing we're NFC North this year. So that's going to be the cool thing, too, because he gets to play 4 teams that he dominated for so many years.
So he goes into Soldier Field. He's getting a standing O or booed? One last chance to hate him or one last chance to – yeah.
I think he comes in at the beginning of the game, it's boos, we hate you, you're the worst ever. And at the end of the game, win, lose, or draw, I think there's respect shown. Should be. There should be. That's the way it should be for a player like that. You can hate him, and I'll say sports hate him, or someone used that today. You could sports hate him all you want, but you still got to respect what he's done and what in his legacy and all that. So I think it'll be like that at Soldier. I think it'll be. It's not. Oh, Green Bay's here though. That would have been cool to go there.
Yeah.
For him, but
I mean, they're going to travel for this.
Yeah, they'll definitely be. They'll definitely they'll try and buy as many tickets as they can because they'll want to see him again one last time. But it'll be really cool to see this last kind of go around for him and just pray that he stays healthy and can really enjoy it. And I hope he has a really good season.
Did you know that your last year was going to be your last year? Like in your mind, did you?
I did. I knew it was it. Yeah, and
when did you know that?
I think I knew going in.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, no, I definitely knew going in because we had like Jason and Brian came to the games. When Bart came to the Chiefs one. Ashley and Benjamin went to a couple of the games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we knew, but I didn't make it known to anybody else until okay, this is my last home game. Yeah. Like kind of at the end of the season, we kind of started making it a little more known. But yeah, only a very, very small select few people knew that was going to be my for sure last game. Yeah.
What did that
I think Tomlin, certain people obviously.
What was your mentals going into that year then?
I wanted every week to be special. I wanted to enjoy going back to Baltimore. I wanted to enjoy Cleveland and Cincy. And I remember walking off certain if you were a really observant person, you probably would have recognized because I feel like I took my time leaving some of those places, like walking off Cleveland. I mean, you knew it was going to be a win, but it just still felt like. Sorry,
no, dude, I love it. Oh. For the rest of your days, bro, you got to throw them in.
No, I think I knew it, so I just kind of stood. I just remember even before pregame, warming up, walking into the stadium, the places that you've been so many times, and even some of the places that I've been to every stadium, but just enjoying the walk in, looking at the tunnel, okay, this is the last time. And think about Cleveland, Cincy, Baltimore, places that I had walked down 20 sometimes.
Yeah.
Locker rooms I've been in so many times, and just remember sitting there in those lockers and just almost trying not to be too nostalgic at times, being okay, I still gotta go play this game, but still and it was some of those places too, you develop a pretty cool relationship with their equipment guys.
Oh yeah,
their ball boy, that group, because our guys Rodgers and Pat and Adam and Derek, those are our guys. They knew those guys obviously super well. There's a fraternity of those guys too. And so you go to places in especially the AFC North, Baltimore, those places, you knew those guys. They would talk to you before games, after games, and after those games, they knew I was done. They got pictures, they got some autographs, and
that's cool, man.
Maybe we share a beer together or something. Hope I don't get anybody in trouble with that. But it was just being able to spend that time with those guys and made it special. So it is when you know that it's your last go around, it makes every game a little different, a little more special. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I heard him announce that, just the difference between your last year and his last year. Having been in, 20 years he's been?
Aaron? Yeah, it might be 21. Yeah, he's been. Yeah. It's
and I just thought how special it was that you got to play your whole career in the same city, and then that city got to see you out. Mm-hmm. And as you're mentioning, sports hate, and to think that somebody who's contributed so much to the game might not have that because he's playing for a different city. I don't think he could have chosen a better city to do it in, because Pittsburgh,
it's a sports town.
Yeah, it's and they can respect that. I've seen some just in the chat here now. It's I don't like them, but man, it's like that Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate you, but man, do I respect you. So
yeah.
I think if you're if you've contributed to the game like Aaron has, I think if you're gonna pick a city to kind of ride out on it, it's not gonna be the city you spent your entire career with. Pittsburgh's a good town to do it in.
Yeah, no, it's a sports town. They understand it. They'll understand him and respect him, and so I think it's going to be awesome. Someone in the chat just said, "Who's Aaron's roommating at St. Vincent?" No one. He will have as many rooms as he wants. So
we do got the football and family here with us as well. We got the chat going on. If you guys want to ask Ben any questions, feel free to jump in. Somebody had asked earlier, "Where's Evan?" Gave him a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. So not here today, but we'll get him back on next time we do I don't call it an actual episode, a filmed pre-recorded
whatever.
episode.
I want to get like
it's a football
some
going,
real
man.
stuff.
Yes,
like let's
have
do some
stuff
real
to
things.
talk
Like, you guys
about.
are probably tired of just us talking about life too.
Yeah, what do you guys pay attention to in this time of year? Like real sports, like you're in it. You see what the Steelers are doing. You dial into minicamp. There's some cool stuff happening there. What are you guys holding on to at this time of year?
Yeah.
Basketball?
No one cares about basketball.
What'd you think
really?
about, dude?
I didn't watch it.
Dude, you see Halliburton snapped his Achilles in
Just
game
like,
7,
just like,
bro.
what's
up with these Achilles injuries?
I don't know. It's an interesting thing. No,
You see game 7,
I didn't watch
and
it.
then at that moment it was like
It's over.
right,
He was a stud.
Just golf and fishing, Tim. That's a good life.
Golf and fishing's nice.
You figured
do a
it
show
out.
at Latrobe. We should consider a show at Latrobe.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know what that would look like, but we should consider that.
Air conditioning. That's what's up. Big
Yeah.
fan.
I don't know. I don't know if we would do we just do like a normal 2 hour we do on during practice and like comment on what I see. Look at that pass. How could he drop that ball?
You just do a
just
commentary.
You guys can't see what's going on, but you just hear me comment.
That's a lot of water, 86. That's a lot of water, bud. It's gonna be sloshing around. Got the UFC. Oh yeah, dude.
Look at that. What's UFC? What?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Got
UFC
cards.
What'd
you think about John Jones retiring, bro?
I was just about to say that. I don't.
Is that-
It feels like there's a reason.
I mean,
Like it feels like when Dana White comes out and says that he's retiring, it's because there's did he fail a drug? Like did something happen?
well, he's after that came out, there was some police reports filed, some other stuff happening in Arizona. But so I don't
Yeah.
know how much that impacted. But so he wouldn't fight Tom.
Yeah.
That seems to be the narrative
thing.
there. And I can understand from both sides, right? I can understand John saying, I got nothing left to prove. I'm like, well, your job is to prove that you're the baddest dude at that point.
But
You know
how
what I mean?
long do you have to keep proving it?
Until you retire.
But he is retiring.
That's what I mean.
So
Like,
then
so
he's good.
Well, unless he didn't want to prove it anymore. That sport is come take it from me. Whoever, wherever, this is mine. Come take it from me. That's what that sport is. And so if you don't want to do that to the next baddest dude, then like time's up, man. Or don't compete there.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
I know.
What do you guys think about the John Jones thing? You guys watch UFC? And how would you feel if that's how you got the title? If you're a Tom Aspinwall?
You can take. I mean, you want to get it the right way. It's like we talked about before. Playing, you go out and play a game, and you realize that like their best players aren't playing. You're like, I'll take it, but I also as a competitor want to play and beat that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's definitely something there. I saw some of the new guys. Trust me, nobody's in town. There's very few people in town.
Yeah.
I did see a question on there that I wanted to get to, but I don't remember what it was. Sorry. I think it was. Did someone ask a question about would I take Aaron in his prime or Patrick Mahomes now?
Yeah.
Well, I would take Aaron in his prime over Patrick now. I think Aaron Rodgers in his prime was one of the top few to ever do it, and so is Patrick Mahomes at his prime. Patrick Mahomes is just like entering out of his prime. I think.
You think?
I mean, yes, I think Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal. He's going to go down as a another arguable goat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's only like one goat, but there's goats.
A whole herd of them.
There's a whole herd of goats.
Is that a herd? Herd of goats?
Herd of goats. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It could be some unique word, but
Yeah. You think Aaron's better?
I think the Aaron in his prime. Then we're talking about Patrick right now.
Yeah.
If we're talking prime and prime, then I'm gonna really have to think hard on that. Like I am.
Patrick, if we're saying, I think it's because Patrick cut the hair, bro.
Oh, he got his hair off?
I mean, he cut his hair off a little bit.
What's he? It's just low. Like there's nothing.
I don't know what he's got.
I have no social media, so.
I just need to acknowledge the fact that I don't feel proud that I'm about to Google Patrick Mahomes' hair. Okay, that's gonna be my search history. I'm not proud of it. I just thought I should acknowledge
Someone
it.
said a low taper. Okay, thanks, Mr. Smith. Aaron's gonna pass my all-time passing record this year. Good. That's what records are meant to be broken.
It's like, yeah, that's what he's looking like. Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, he lost. Maybe it's like a Samson thing. Maybe he lost his power.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
still think he's pretty good. And listen, and by no stretch of the imagination am I saying Patrick Mahomes is not good. This was a question of right now
That'd be the
versus
headline.
the best.
That'd be the headline.
I
yeah.
know. Roethlisberger
Yeah.
thinks Mahomes terrible. No, anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was just a good question. That's a good question, though.
What else do you guys want to know?
Yeah, any other questions as we're going? I will mention that we have just kind of, we'll do a quick recap on the last 2 weeks as we're looking at some cool questions. We spent a week 2 weeks ago up in Colorado, like we always do, up at Wind River Ranch.
You and the fam.
Family goes up there, spends an awesome week up there with some great other families and some great teaching in the Word, some great music. Mike Donahue of 10th Avenue North does worship for us. David Platt, who is an unbelievable speaker, an unbelievable teacher, an unbelievable man. Taught us, he just had a new book come out, How to Read the Bible, How to Study the Bible.
Yeah.
So he went over kind of teaching us how to study the Word a little bit. Kids love it. We horse ride up in the Rockies, Rocky Mountain roller coaster. You ever done one of those like gravity-fed roller coasters?
Oh, like through the mountain?
Yeah.
I
Really
feel
fun.
like, in North Carolina, I think.
Really fun. We did that. Just had a great time up there as a family. It's nice because there's no like cell service. No internet, no nothing. So you just kind of get to unplug for a little while.
Good life.
So really enjoyed that. That's we just love going up to Cowboy Don and everybody up there at Wind River, which we've done. We actually talked about that camp, I think, probably last year because we brought some beers back.
That's right.
And got to do all that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you've been busy, man. You did that.
Yeah.
And then you were in town for a little bit.
I was back in town for Benjamin had a golf tournament. We came back up at Latrobe Country Club, the home of Arnold Palmer. And he had that and then turned right back around and went to Dayton yesterday. Went over there and got to hang out with my guy Scott. This is all I like to say, Scott. It's my guy, Scott. He's a greatest golfer I've ever played with.
Yeah?
Just ask him. No, Scott's my guy. But we went over to Dayton Children's Hospital and took a visit, took a tour. Really, really cool to just kind of get to see what they're doing over there and visit that hospital. They had we had a meeting with like the vice president over there. Do you know that they told me that where the hospital is in Dayton, like that like kind of area, like 20 minutes away. No, maybe it's not even 20. Maybe less than 20 minutes. Like 10 minutes away, still considered Dayton, but a different part of Dayton. The life expectancy is 20 years less.
Jeez.
In the hospital. I was like, what do you mean 20 years? And you're talking like same city.
Yeah.
Because of like old housing, lead paint, like asbestos things, environmental, like 20 years less.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like we're not talking third world country. I mean, we're talking within like in the same city.
We're talking solvable problems.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, the stuff they're doing at Children's over there in Dayton is really cool. I got to go see some of the some patients, and that was really, really cool. Some of the kids that were not just, there was a couple kids that were just sports fans, a couple kids that were Steeler fans. We got to go to their NICU and visit that a little bit. And then there was this, on the one floor we went to, a pretty cool story. This one floor we went to, they had like the therapy dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as we got off the elevator, these two golden retrievers have Miami of Ohio like T-shirts on.
That's awesome.
Like, there we go. So I got a picture with them, with the dogs. But it's really cool what they do because like one dog has a lot of has a little more energy, and the other one's really calm and like just like as soon as we walked in. So as soon as we got the elevator, there was like a group of us. This one more energy dog like came over, and so you go to pet it, and it's like to the next person. Like it didn't want to come get petted, it just wanted to like
let you know it's there.
Yeah, like here I am, and I'm checking everything. And the other dog was like laying down, like didn't even want to get up. And so they're like, no, these are two of our three dogs right now. They're all three female dogs. And they all have handlers that they go home with and whatever. But the one dog that had the energy was like, okay, when patients are like maybe down or whatever, this dog like would bring the energy. It brings the energy up in the room.
Vibe guy.
Yeah, it's kind of
a little vibe guy.
Yeah, gets the energy going.
Yeah.
And then the other dog was the super calm one. So when they need the patient to be calm, or if it's just like maybe someone's sad or whatever, the dogs basically have two personalities. And the calm dog actually was trained to like get on the table in places and lay down and show the patients like how to lay.
Oh, like for like X-rays.
Yes, for an X-ray,
like
lay on your side. The dog get up, lay on its side.
That's pretty cool.
Which is really cool, right?
Yeah.
And the dog was just super chill, like it was like, I thought the dog was like 15, like didn't want to do anything. But like, no, it's just who it is.
Dude, that's pretty legit.
And it would get up and I mean, they asked it to go see someone. It would go do it, but it would like it's head on the lap.
Yeah.
The other one's like licking you and having fun, right?
Yeah.
So the cool story is there was a young man there that I got to meet named Jalen. And Jalen was kind of in the background a little bit with the handlers and their dogs. And they basically told me like, hey, this is Jalen. So I said hello to Jalen. And Jalen's probably in his 20s. And he was like, hey, I just want to show I'm a huge fan of the Steelers and of you. And he goes, I love the podcast. I'm like, oh, no way. I'm like, well, I'll give him a shout out. Right? So give him a shout out, Jalen. But they basically at the end, they told me, they're like, hey, Jalen is going to be our newest handler. So he's going to be they're getting a new dog. They're getting their fourth dog, and they're getting their first male dog. And so Jalen's going to be the male handler to handle the male dog.
My man.
And I'm like, wow, that's like super cool, right? And then they continue to say, Jalen, again, probably in his 20s, early 20s. And he was a NICU baby in the same unit, in the same hospital.
Way. That's cool, man.
And then they're like, his mom still works in the hospital. Dang. So it's like the full circle, like his mom being in the hospital.
Yeah,
Jalen was a NICU baby. Now he's working in the hospital with the dog. Was just so cool. And now I got to meet his mom. And she's a diehard Bengals fan and an Ohio State fan. Obviously being in Dayton in Ohio, it's not super close to Cincinnati. And I said, well, how in the world does he like the Steelers? And she says, he goes against everything I say. So I told him Ohio State, he liked Michigan. I told him Bengals, he likes Steelers. So
there you go.
But shout out Jalen. Appreciate all your hard work, man. You got a heart of gold. I could tell by the way you walked around, and we're super excited to see the patience in your job. And I'm not just saying that because you're a Steeler fan. So wish you nothing but the best as a handler, and thanks for the time and getting to hang out with us a little bit. So, but just a really neat visit. It's kind of one of those things too, and we've talked about on this show. When I walk into a normal hospital, like I get this weird feeling when I go into a normal hospital. It just gives me something.
I hate hospitals.
Yeah. It is. And now you're gonna feel different than me, but like when I go into a children's hospital, it doesn't feel as like
doom and gloom.
Yeah. Which that's the point, right? They want it to be great for everyone, but so I just want to always give big shout outs to children's hospitals. There's some really, really good people out there that work really hard, that care a lot about those kids and stuff. So, Anyway, big shout out to all the people at CareSource and Scott and Earhart and all those people that we got to talk to and hang out with over there. So,
yeah, man, that's huge. And how was that? A children's hospital this morning?
Yes, you
Not
were.
Dayton, but to take the time to go in and do that, man, it's just to breathe a little life, little blip on the radar, man. That's a big deal. Like, I think that's a huge thing to, so it seems like something small and insignificant, but it can do a lot for the families that are in there. So thanks for doing that, man.
I think too, a lot of times children's hospitals, like they do so much. The plan is like obviously to help the patient, but it's like to help the parents and siblings. Yeah. It's like give them something to do, right? Because it's 100%. Like you don't know how long you're going to be in there, and you're waiting in a room, and this, that, and the other. So, but anyway,
that's something me and my wife are like actively looking to do. There's a lot of stuff because if you're unfamiliar with that story, it's somewhere on the podcast, one of the episodes. Me and my youngest daughter, but we were there this morning. We had meetings and blood work and all that stuff, and the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh does a phenomenal job. Mm-hmm. But it's just it's every parent's worst nightmare, man. So we're actively always looking for something to do for the parents in there. Yeah. I mean, down to just you see somebody sitting on a bench. It looks like they've been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what you need from Starbucks?
Yeah, something.
Just something small, just something to like, hey, we're all trying to get through this. So that's what I mean by you going in and Children's Hospital and the Steelers. You guys do a phenomenal job of just popping in and giving just an hour of your time to brighten someone's day, break up the monotony of why you might be in there. Yeah. I know TJ and Danny do a lot of great work over there now since they had their little one, but I'm sure those kids and those families got to. Yeah, it was a cool day for you to go in there, man. Fun. So that's huge.
It was fun to be there with them. So, someone asked Matt which of these wide receivers you most wish you could play with longer? Plexico, Emmanuel Sanders, Martavis, or Juju? Loved all of them. Loved playing with all of them. Probably. And I mean, no, I don't, it's hard to pick one because I feel like that's disrespectful to the other ones.
Yeah.
But I got to play with Emmanuel for a while. Martavis was such a, I call him a freak on the field, just because what he was able to do. It's too bad that his time was cut short here. Got to play with Juju for a bunch of years and really enjoyed Juju. Loved the way he played the game. I got to only play with Plexico for a couple years, and I love Plex. I wish Plex could have stayed here longer with me. So, yeah, probably either Plex or Juju. Very different way they played the game, but love those guys.
Yeah. There was one question. Probably should have highlighted it. They want to know what your the year your elbow got hurt was like. I just asked that question worded that way. Here you go, Charles. I want to know what Ben's year being injured was like. Oh, that.
Charles, that's all my answer is right there. What was that year like? Is that what the question was? Like,
yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Because you want to be out there so bad and you're in a lot of pain, you're dealing with all this stuff. But I also had belief that I was going to be able to come back and I was going to be able to play again. And I was going to try and be better than ever. But there was a lot of unknowns. Didn't know if I would be able to throw it again. But anytime I can't be out there with my teammates, it's tough. So it was a very tough year that year, especially happening so early in the season, which it's good and bad, right? When you hurt yourself early in the season and you're out for the year, you're going to be able to get back for the next year, but you miss a bunch of games. Like you talk about Halliburton at Indianapolis, like he's going to be out probably most of next year too, I would think. I mean, who knows? Yeah. But, when you get a bad injury at the end of the year, it was great that you got to play the year, but then you're going to miss a bunch of the next one. So it wasn't fun,
Nate asked you to build your dream O-line. You use past and present players.
Jeez, that's hard for me because I love all my guys. So I feel if
you
I
get
name
53,
them,
you get 53 guys.
If I name guys, then I feel like I'd be leaving someone out, and that just wouldn't be fair because I love those guys so much. Like,
well, we know who your center is.
I know, we know my center. Yeah. That's a no-brainer. But I got so close to those guys at the end, the Castro and Pounce and Moan and Al and Marcus Gilbert and I mean I could go through and name so many guys. Willie Colon and I are super close. Trey Essex, Max Starks. Darnell Stapleton. Again, I hate to even start because I'm gonna it's not fair.
I mean, but that's the fun of the game.
It's not the fun of the game for me because
man.
I don't
leave someone out.
No, I don't want to leave anybody out because those are my guys.
Yeah.
If I was gonna say, if people were to say, hey, you can have any of your old teammates over, I would just pick linemen.
Yeah.
Because for fear of other than Heath probably, but
just pick linemen.
No, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah,
can't do it.
All right.
I gave you a couple. I mean, you got Hall of Famer. You got Alan Faneca, Hall of Famer. Yeah. Marvell Smith was one of the nastiest dudes to play with. Flozell Adams. I mean,
it don't matter what we think. They never block for us. You know what I mean? What else we got here? Guys,
will Aaron come on the show? I have no idea. If Aaron wants to come on, we would love to have Aaron on. I think Aaron's too smart for us.
Yeah,
he would make us
for sure.
Not yeah.
He studies things.
Well, you don't. Yeah, we don't study anything.
Like for fun. Yeah, studying. Yeah.
Nice.
Talk about a little fermentation.
What if he schooled us on beer too?
You probably could. We don't know that much.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm an alchemist.
Yeah. The only thing you guys could go toe to toe with is football knowledge.
Yeah, he seems like a nerdy. I mean, all respect.
But I think that's all quarterbacks, right?
But not, when I say nerdy. Like Jeopardy nerdy, like he would know stats.
Wasn't
of
he
players.
on Jeopardy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I threw that out there.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's the type that would know, oh yeah, Fran Tarkenton did this, or did you know that Bobby Knight trained Lane? It's just some crazy stuff that I'd be like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, to be honest with you,
I don't even know my own stuff.
Till week 3, I didn't even know who my receivers were. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that'd be a fun conversation, though.
Yeah. What are you doing in here?
Yeah, well, this is live, folks.
Cota.
This is just
how's my dog just coming? Hey.
Cota lives here.
This is live.
She lives
Unbelievable.
Here. Cota. It's a nice dog. Very well trained. She knows. She's just securing the perimeter. That's all she's doing.
Come here.
Yeah.
Those
When
of
is
you
a
that-
penguin coming on the show?
Come here.
Say hi to the
Say
people.
hi to
Cota.
everybody.
Hey.
Oh, there you go. Okay. This is live, everybody. This is what we do.
That might be one of the best, if not the greatest trained dogs of all time.
All right, go lay down.
Yeah. Cota.
All right, sorry. People have to be like, what is going on? Anyway, did you ask me a question? Did we have a question for that?
About the Cota? About Cota.
About Cota?
Yeah.
Oh, Pirates? Wait, is it a Pirates question?
A penguin.
Penguin
When's the
question.
penguin coming on?
Oh, I don't know. Sid, what are we doing?
Yeah, dude.
I do need to text Sid. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. They ain't doing nothing right now.
I know. He's probably up in Canada.
Doing Canadian thing.
Oh, I can get Canadian beer on here for him. Goldie would have it. He'll do it.
Yeah.
We're just kind of. Oh yeah. Oh no. O'Neal Cruz. I did see that. That whole. Did you see that? So O'Neal Cruz is a stud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fast.
Giant.
And he grounded into a double play, and he didn't run it out. But it was like a shifted, so it was a hard to turn. And they said he said he lost track of the outs. So he thought the first out was the third out. So I think he didn't hustle. They benched him. They gave him the.
Interesting. Well, he caught some flack the other day too because he missed the ball in the outfield and then didn't run after it. But like the right fielder was already back. Like him running to it wouldn't have done anything other than showing people that he's running to it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. So yeah, hey guys, listen, we're like 35 minutes into this thing. We got nothing else to talk about. Just being honest. So we're just answering. We're just
it's throw stuff in the chat and Ben will see it. And
Marcus Weed. I like Marcus Weed. Marcus is a good teammate. His locker is next to mine. He kept getting hurt. He came out recently, I saw, and said the injuries really like kind of kept him from playing. He kind of messed his finger up real bad one time, I think, and then it kind of just kind of messed him up. But I like Marcus Wheaton a lot. I thought he's a really good player.
Yeah.
Enjoyed him.
What about Skeens, man? You get your boy Paul on the show.
I think I did talk to him about coming on, and he said he would, but
Yeah.
I don't know, he might big time me. But I imagine he's not going to do it during the season. Maybe he seems like a type that's like uber focused, even though like pitchers pitch like once every 4 games or I don't know 5 games. It's some sort of number. Like he very easily could come on the show and not affect him.
What are you saying about baseball? I will say baseball.
Being a pitcher is great because you can go golf and do whatever you want all the time.
I love the game of baseball. I do think it's wild to me that you can be a professional athlete, go to work, and might not have to run the entire time. Like if you're an away team and you play third base and then you just strike out the whole time, don't get on base. You just didn't run today. Yeah. You just walked. You walked through the little trot to field the ball. Like you're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the person who parked in red lot A had more steps in than you did.
For sure. Well, there's guys like the middle reliever that comes in for like 1 inning, maybe.
Where's that gig? You know what I mean?
But the problem with him is he can't go golfing all the time like the starter because he has to be ready every night.
That's right.
It's the only difference.
What's the best backup job in sports? What do you think that is? Right?
I'm backup quarterback.
I was gonna say that.
It's hard, but you're everybody loves you, and if you succeed, they're like, yes, he's our guy. Yeah. If you don't, well, that's why he's not the starter anyway, right, or something, or like, well, it doesn't mean he's everybody like anytime they put the backup quarterback in, whether it's because the starter got pulled, this it's a blowout, whatever. Yeah. They give the loudest ovations for the backup because it's like, yes, we got the guy to come in, but they don't want him to start for the whole time.
Yeah. What about this? We got Jake wants to know, other than the Super Bowl, what are your most memorable memories as a Steeler?
Well, the last home game against Cleveland was spectacular. As cold as it was. I've talked to so many people that were like, well, I was there. And they're like, it was the coldest thing I've ever felt. And I mean, I knew it was cold, but it didn't, like, I just think that I had so much, like, heart for the fans and the people that stuck around. It really just meant a lot to me. Yeah. So that was, man, that was. It
was a tundra.
Yeah.
It was, I had that picture of us after the game. And when I look at it, I feel like I remember how cold it was. I think about all the memories. There's 2. I remember like not being able to talk because I can't formulate words because my face was so cold. And I remember Bert. I remember Bert shutting down the media. So I went through. I was filming for you.
Yeah.
And I went through, and he saw me see him see me, And then he let me off to one side so I could get this shot that we used in one of these videos.
Yeah.
And then he just shut down the whole media. I was like, my man.
Bert's the man. Bert was just in Findlay. He texted me.
Did he?
He goes, what's the name of that chocolate place? I'm like, Dietz's. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm over here for Paige's softball. Shout out, Paige.
That's awesome.
Softball tournament. And so he was over there eating all the ice cream. So, anyway, I saw someone ask a question, faster player, Mike Wallace or fast Willie Parker. And that's a great, great race. I would say this. Short area, so the first 20 yards, it's probably going to be Willie Parker. Willie Parker was get up and go fast. And he definitely had he could keep it going too. But when Mike Wallace had a little bit of early burst, but Mike Wallace 20 to 40 or 50, whew, I mean, you couldn't throw it early enough, and you couldn't throw it far enough. He was going to go get it. Mike Wallace was something else fast. Willie Parker was fun to watch because Willie was like strong too, like short but strong. Coach Tom would always call guys like that, like Maurice Jones-Drew, some of these other running backs. They're short, they're not small, right? Like small means no, short, not small.
Right.
Willie Parker was like he wasn't small. He was strong, little ball of muscle, but he was fun. He was fast. So. No, it was cool. So, that'd be a fun race, but
What else we got?
I don't know. Anything else? Yeah.
I love how Cota just came down here and just wanted to hang, by the way. She's just kicking him on the couch.
That's my girl. She goes everywhere. It would be fun to get Mike. I bet I can probably text Mike. I'll text Mike right now while we're looking. Let's see. I'm going to just because someone asked. I don't know if it'll happen, but
who do you think you could FaceTime right now and they'd answer? I'm not asking you to do it, but like random FaceTime.
Like I only have one call. Like you have one call you got to answer,
or like the most famous person you think would pick up right now.
After Bart? No.
He might be watching. Be careful. What time is it? Yeah, Bart's waking
sleeping.
up. He's just waking up right now. Who do you think?
Most famous person I could FaceTime and they would. Who's the most famous?
And they'd answer right now. You almost can't even answer that question because then it's like, oh, well, prove it.
Oh yeah, name dropping somebody. Yeah. Let's say the great 166 Mario Lemieux, but he probably know how to FaceTime.
No, for sure he does.
I don't know. Someone said FaceTime Evan. I've never FaceTimed Evan in my life.
Me neither. He'll big time us though.
He probably would. So he says he goes. How about this?
Yeah.
He just told me the story last night when he was here. He said his daughter always is like, you're not like people don't know who you are. Like I want to be somewhere with you when people know you. Or like kind of like almost doubting him, right?
Yeah. Evan's
so
big
he
time.
said that he
Peyton said that. Peyton Evan's big time.
He goes into like a pizza shop to pick up pizza with his son.
Yeah.
And someone from across the restaurant is like, hey. And so Evan said he doesn't pay attention. He's like, he's not talking to me.
Right.
He goes, hey, you. So he kind of looks. He goes, aren't you the chef? And Evan's like,
I am a chef.
Yeah.
Sir? Yes.
He goes, and he yells at him something. And he goes, the guys, like wife and kids are just like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed,
so
right?
funny.
And he says, he said something along the lines, love your sports takes. Your food looks pretty good too.
Yes. I love that, man. I love how Evan is like a Yinzer icon at this point.
Yeah.
Like he's
oh yeah,
man of the people, man.
Yeah, for sure. He's the best. Yes, Boz and I did have lockers next to each other at the stadium only. I love being next to them. I love the specialists. I love being next to those guys because Boz and I, we talked about on the show, always have the same thoughts. Like we both care a lot about the weather, like the wind, the rain, direction we want to go. So it fits us perfect. So yes, I get along great with Boz. Get Tomlin on the phone. Tomlin definitely would not answer.
You don't think?
No chance.
He ain't doing nothing right now.
No chance. He wouldn't answer. No. I don't even know if he knows how to FaceTime either. All right. Well, unless something else pops up, we don't need to keep these people any longer. We've had them for 45 minutes, haven't we?
Yeah, I think they're just hanging.
I know. I mean, that's what we're
favorite
all
Evan dish. There's some stuff in the cookbook that's really good.
everything.
Yeah, there is some stuff in the new cookbook that is.
I can't wait.
I want to say this one because it was so good, but I don't want to ruin it. This Evan's like thing, man. I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'll wait. But it is almost finished.
Nice.
I just got to send it off to the printer.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pat would answer. Someone said Pat would answer. He would unless his show's going on. Like,
He would still answer. Pat
he
FaceTimes all the time.
he FaceTimes me all the time. FaceTime TJ. TJ's not answering any FaceTime. He might.
Yeah.
But I can't guarantee it, so I can't take my one call.
Yeah.
Favorite cookie, chocolate chip. A little undercooked. Still gooey.
Yeah. Man. Cold glass of milk. You doing the milk?
Oh, yeah. After about my...
For dunking or
No.
the chaser?
Chaser. After my sixth one.
Oh, no, Debo. Debo would answer for you.
Oh, yeah. Debo would answer.
Yeah.
Unless he's lifting. But he never lifts.
One
He
day a
doesn't
week.
lift, remember?
He did tell me to my face when he was in the gym 1 day a week.
FaceTime. If I FaceTime Debo, you would get all kinds of bad words, probably.
And I asked him if it was for the full 24 hours because that man is still built like a tank. How old is Debo now?
50.
No, is he?
No, I think he's a few years older than me. I think he's 45 or something.
Still, man, he looked like he could play
62
tonight.
Debo, how old are you? 62? He's probably watching.
Debo
Troy would be a good one. I would love to get Troy on here. Troy has told me he would come on the show. Troy won't come here. Like, listen, if y'all wanted us to just like FaceTime or not FaceTime, like have a screen, like video people in, we could get people. But that doesn't seem like
the point.
That's not our show.
We've never done that on purpose because the point was to have it feel like you were
in the basement with us. Yeah. No, we've gone to see people. So we have talked about if we went to California, we would get Troy. And Troy has said he would do it.
Turns out California
it's a long way that way.
That way.
So anyway, But I would love to get Troy on. If Troy comes to Pittsburgh, I will remind Troy when he comes to Pittsburgh to come on. That would be amazing. I would love to have that. My favorite pizza place in Pittsburgh is Giuliano's. We mentioned on the show before. They make the best ranch.
They do make good ranch.
Ugh.
They make it in-house?
Yes. Yeah, I met the lady. So.
Are you going to do the Ireland game? Somebody asked that earlier.
I might.
I know you've
might
been
go
toying with it.
I'm still toying with it. I might go over there. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be.
Would you want to? Like as you're processing in your mind, you're like, okay, it'd be fun.
Remember that California thing that's a long ways away?
Yeah, turn out Ireland.
Ireland's a long way too.
Is it just the length? Oh, man, what is the flight? Germany was 8 hours from New York.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the Steelers are obviously going over there, and so like I would potentially go over with the team.
So it's. But they're gonna go over on what day are they going?
I don't know. I don't know these details. I would consider it.
5 hours?
5 hours. That's it.
From what? What are you talking about? California?
Seems a lot longer than 5 hours.
I do think it's funny. We just ask questions that the internet has the answers to. We just don't look anything up. I'm doing the opposite of AI.
Tickets are sold out. Wow.
Just forgetting more things.
Could we get Ray Lewis talk about the Steelers-Ravens rivalry? That would be fun to talk
That
about.
would be a cool episode. You and Ray?
Yeah. Ray would be, though. Ray is like a big personality.
Yeah.
And not that he would be, but like Ray is big in the sense that like he's all like he would be over-energized, which would be cool.
I expect nothing less.
I'm like, hey, Ray, remember when he'd be like, oh, no, and he would get me. I'm like, oh, okay.
We'll bring a lineman to sit in between you two.
Yeah.
We'll get Pouncy.
Wow. Anyway, all right. Ray Lewis or Debo on a goal line stand? Oh.
Ask Debo, see what he says.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take either one of them. Both of them are phenomenal players. They're just different positions. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I respect the heck out of Terrell Suggs. T-Sizzle. Should be a Hall of Famer. Should have won it right away. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show, for embracing our bye week last week and embracing our bye week next week. I hope everyone has a very safe and happy holidays, 4th of July. Please be careful with fireworks. Remember, sparklers, even when they're out, are the same temperature as a blowtorch.
Is that true?
It is. I saw a sign for it. So unless the sign lied.
No, the sign's wrong.
Why would a sign ever lie?
No. Every time I pull up to a stop sign, I am stopped. It's true.
Anyway, enjoy your time, guys. Thank you for our independence here in this country. Thank you for the men and women who have fought to give us that independence. And enjoy the fireworks. We know Yinzers love their exploding, shiny things in the sky. Enjoy your cookouts. Enjoy the pools. Do it safely and responsibly. And until next time, cheers.